there is something that we need to talk about because it's been on my mind recently, and that's pregnancy.
That pain, it was diabolical. It was hellfire.
As I've gotten older and I've been exposed to the realities of pregnancy, I'm thinking, what the heck was I thinking? And God forbid I had a child with the people that I was dating before, I would have been heartbroken. Now, does anyone else feel like social media has made pregnancy seem a lot more scarier than it needs to be? And it's made me realize, listen, you can't, I repeat, you cannot just have a child for anybody and anybody's offspring. No. You know, as a woman, you've just created life and you're just expected to just bounce back like nothing happened. And then on top of that, imagine having a useless partner. Hey, why wouldn't you want to beat people up? I would. Also want to talk about how kids are actually permanent. I've never really understood how some people seem more afraid of getting into a committed relationship or getting married than having kids. Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Hey, welcome back to my channel. Hey, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Hey, welcome back or welcome. If you're new, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Even if you're not new, make sure you like this video and everybody else like this video. Okay, there is something that we need to talk about because it's been on my mind recently, and that's pregnancy. Now, let me start by saying that I have never been pregnant, but the idea of it low-key, high-key terrifies me, and I think social media is partly to blame. On one hand, it's been great, shout out to Mama Dinya or Mama's classes, because listen, without her, a lot of the information that I have, I wouldn't have known. I wouldn't have known how much the woman body changes through pregnancy. I wouldn't have known about all the tips and tricks to bear in mind when you are trying to have a baby, having a baby, after you've had a baby. So shout out to her. But on the other hand,
there's just so much to think about and so much to worry about.
Postpartum, your coochie breaking in half, your butthole breaking in half, your nose getting bigger, your teeth falling out. When does the list end? Sometimes there's beauty in ignorance. If I hadn't had no, then maybe I would have gone into pregnancy without stressing. I would have just let whatever it is be whatever it is. Pregnancy doesn't just end once the baby's born. Postpartum is a whole different thing, and I feel like no one really prepares for that on both sides, the women and the men. I don't think people deep how pregnancy can really affect your mental. I don't know about you guys, but I wasn't taught about this stuff. It's literally TikTok, YouTube, and Mama's class who's teaching me about all of these things. So yeah, let's unpack all of this. When I was younger, I used to really want kids bad, as in I wanted kids yesterday. I would always make jokes about being pregnant, about having kids. The tongue is so powerful, I'm actually surprised I didn't end up with a baby. I would literally think it was some easy thing. Yeah, just be pregnant for 9 months, pop it out, look after it. It's gonna be so cute. It's gonna be like how it is in the film. But now, as I've gotten older and I've been exposed to the realities of pregnancy and parenting, I'm thinking, what the heck was I thinking? And God forbid I had a child with the people that I was dating before, I would have been heartbroken. And as somebody who would personally never get an abortion just because my mum didn't abort me and she had me really young, it's like, how could I ever do that? And if I did have a child with one of the people I dated back then, God help us all.
God have mercy upon us.
Now, I'm in no rush. Don't get me wrong. I still want kids. I do. I want 5 of them. And I still want to be a young, yummy mummy. But it definitely has to be the right person. And when God says it's time for me to no longer be a baby girl and be a mum. Now, does anyone else feel like social media has made pregnancy seem a lot more scarier than it needs to be? Like, I was watching Mary Musa's birth story the other day and I could feel her pain through the screen. I was literally crying.
That pain, it was diabolical. It was hellfire.
You would think that I was the one who gave birth and I was explaining what happened in the hospital room. No, I was watching her story and I was crying because I could feel the pain. The way she was describing it, it opened my eyes. I've also watched other people's birthing stories. For example, Natalie B Fitness, amazing woman, love her content. And when I watch these people, one key thing that I always take away from it is how supportive their partners have been throughout the whole process. And it's made me realize, listen, you can't, I repeat, you cannot just have a child for anybody and anybody's offspring. No, obviously you can never be 500% sure on whether or not the person that you're going to make a baby with is going to be an 100% correct person, and that's okay, but we try to make sure that they are 100% a correct person. All we can do is try, because listen, the stakes are too high. My body is a temper. I can't take a risk for just anybody. And obviously when you think about pregnancy, you want a supportive partner throughout, right? But then after you have the baby, you still need that supportive partner, because postpartum postpartum is real. From what I've seen and heard, it's physically exhausting. There's pain, there's sleep deprivation, there's depression. And it kind of scares me and worries me that, you know, as a woman, you've just created life and you're just expected to just bounce back like nothing happened. And then on top of that, imagine having a useless partner. Hey, why wouldn't you want to beat people up? I would. And then don't get me started on the pressure to having to snap back. I also want to talk about how kids are actually permanent. Yeah, they're like forever. Latin, tight like a booty hole. Obviously, each to their own, but I've never really understood how some people, especially men, seem more afraid of getting into a committed relationship or getting married than having kids. Marriage, you can literally undo if you really want to. It's through this thing called divorce, but a whole human being, you're literally stuck with them forever. That's your responsibility forever. Do you know what forever means? Becoming a parent is a physical journey. It's a mental, emotional, and financial journey. I actually read somewhere that it costs over 150,000 to raise a kid in the UK up until the age of 18. Did you hear that? And that was for a 2-parent household, by the way. So imagine a single parent household. Guys, if you see the way I researched pregnancy, parenthood, and all of these things, you would think I'm trying to conceive yesterday. And then imagine if your child decides to live with you into their 20s. Majority of people in the UK do not leave their parents' house once they hit 18. So you guys can just imagine how much it costs to have a child. And then for postpartum, 1 in 10 women experience this. And a lot of people don't actually know what signs to look out for. Like I was saying, if not for social media, even me, I wouldn't have known. And this is why choosing the right partner matters so much. You need somebody who's going to support you during the pregnancy and after the pregnancy and forever. So now I want to know what you guys think. Do you think social media has helped her prepare for parenthood, or does it just make us overthink everything? And why do you think some people are more scared of marriage or any sort of commitment versus having a whole child? Also, if you're a parent, I would love to hear from you. What was your postpartum experience like? Was it what you expected, or was it completely different? Let me know in the comments. I would really like to know. And if you're somebody who is thinking about having kids in the future, here are some things that you should consider. Trust me, I'm considering. Are you emotionally and financially ready? Does your partner share the same values and goals as you? And do you have a support system for once the baby is born? I feel like the mindset that you're in matters just as much as the preparation. And that goes with anything in life, not just pregnancy. Having a positive mindset going into anything will always give you positive results. Regardless of if the result is not something that you wanted, you can still see the positive in whatever it is. And that is the end of this episode of We Need to Talk. I feel like I should start a podcast or something so we could talk forever, because I really wish I could dive into so much more. Or I would love to get a mum on this channel and talk more about pregnancy, because that's a big thing and I often research about it. If you're a parent, let me know in the comments one thing that you wish you knew before having kids. And if you're like me and you don't have any kids but you would like some someday, do you have any fears when it comes to having kids? And if so, what are they? But that's it for me, guys. Don't forget to like, don't forget to comment, and don't forget to subscribe. And I will catch you in my next video. Goodbye.